In this audio, you're going to receive a powerful transmission around releasing certain levels of shame about who you are. We as human beings are actually here simply as spirits in the human experience. We are here to experience fully what it means to be a human and to have this human experience as a spirit, to forget about who we are, what we are, infinite potential source consciousness, the absolute, all of infinite pure potential that exists within you as you. We separate ourselves from this remembrance so that we can remember again, so that we can forget and remember the joy of coming back to the self, coming back to the beauty of the infinite power of who we really are. So we are half godspark and half human, half pure divinity and half animal. And we come here and we have all these human urges, these desires, these habits that we create in the world, whether it's loving eating terrible, delicious, yummy, fatty food that's not good for you that you know, but you just love eating it. Or it's binge watching TV, or porn, or cannabis, or alcohol, or any of these vices, any of these things that you do, maybe in the shadows, maybe just with yourself, that you do not tell anybody, that you're ashamed of sharing with anybody, that you would feel wrong if you were to share this with someone. These are the parts of you that I am speaking to. These are the parts of you that you are here to learn are a part of the human experience and what makes you you. They are aspects of yourself that you are here to ultimately learn to embrace as a part of your makeup. And whether it's true in your highest version of yourself, whether these parts of you are going to continue to exist even as you evolve and remember who you want to be, the character that you are here to play, and the highest version of who you choose to express yourself as, the personality, as you are learning about who you really are. On one level, as the divine essence and the spirit that has come into the human body, and on the second level, as the human, as the personality, as the ego, as the character in the play that is simply a marionette by the strings of spirit. We are all being played by something so much greater than us. Our lives are characters in a grand play that is the coming together of all of us in our personal divine remembrance and then the collective divine remembrance. This remembering of who we are beyond the personality and ego, beyond the mind and the history that we have accumulated and made a concept of an identity. We are here to remember both layers, this greater divine aspect of who we are, which is why these sacred plants are so profound and powerful and such tools to open that door and show us, not through a mental understanding, but an in-depth knowingness, experience, and first-hand glimpse into the light of your own being. And as we remember that, we're also here to come back into the human experience and remember that the human experience is a game that we are here to play through embracing the character that we are, through embracing all that makes us who we are. All the parts of you, especially the parts of you that you are most afraid to show someone. These are the parts of you that you first are here to learn to accept about yourself. And we're all going to the area, the space, the sacred land and paradise of Eden. This is a metaphor for where we are all here to return to as the starting vision of humanity and consciousness in a human form without shame. This play, this paradise, this pleasure, this creative expression, this shamelessness about being naked, but naked on the deepest level of what it really means, not just on a clothing level, but naked in your soul. Can you share and bear all of yourself to the world without shame? This is what I speak to, and this is here to plant a seed to bring you to look deeper into the parts of yourself that you maybe are afraid to embrace, that you are not yet or have not yet been up until this point ready to accept about yourself. And what if the solution is not to change these parts of you, to make them go away and to try one thing after another, even plant medicine? If you're coming to it with this desire to change who you are so that these parts of you will no longer exist, I'm not here to say that's going to happen. But what can happen is a greater acceptance of these parts of you. And in doing so, some will transform, some will transmute, some will transform into a different energy and pattern in your life. And what if the solution is not to change these parts of you, but to maybe go into them completely? Would you be willing to? Would you be willing to go into these patterns that you judge and feel wrong about? The soul has a compass that will never allow it to get lost. And every step forward is another step closer to union, to God, to the remembrance of this connection that is the source. Every step we take, even if it looks like we're going backwards, even if it looks like we are not making progress, every day, every step, every decision brings us closer. So if you can make the decision to go completely into the patterns that you are most wanting to change without feeling guilty of it, you will be able to receive a gift that this pattern, that this part of you is actually here to share with you, to show you, to teach you. So let these words be an ever-opening door that continues to bring your awareness to see these parts of yourself that you're still afraid of embracing. And your challenge is to start allowing yourself to go into these experiences, to these desires, into these habits, and notice what layers of shame and guilt exist when you do, and see how you can start doing it, and set the intention to be able to embrace this part of you shamelessly, unconditionally, and love this part of you. Love this part of you. You've come here into the human experience to experience all of it. All of it. Whatever your soul wanted, it can have. And the human experience is a very unique experience where we have pleasures, we have the body, we have the senses, we have food, we have altered states of consciousness, and we've come here to experience all of it. And there's nothing wrong with any of it. Sexuality, desire, these parts of ourselves that we often just push down because the society and the religion and the church has made us feel so wrong about our sexuality for generations. And in this liberation that we're all coming back to, we must look at these deepest shadows that we're still not accepting about the human experience. And when we can remember how perfect and how infinite the possibilities are, that you have come here to experience all of it, with none of it better or worse, but simply an experience that if you die, did you live in such a way where you can say, I lived every experience that I wanted to live? That's what we're here for. So how are you embracing this? By embracing yourself. Thank you for being with me in this audio today. May these words continue to be a prayer for love, freedom beyond words, within yourself and the collective whole, for us all.